If you watch me play.
If you watch me play, I will show you passion, teamwork, athleticism. If you watch me play, I will show you
Intensity.
a desire to win. Focus.
If you watch me play.
Domination. I will show you flair.
The pure essence of basketball.
Passion. If you watch me play, watch me play. Watch me focus. Intensity. I am only as good as my team.
Teamwork.
Power.
A desire to win.
To win.
I would do whatever it takes to be a champion.
I will show you.
If you watch me play.
If you watch me play.
Here in the Queen City, Charlotte Coliseum is the place to be tonight. It's the site of the Women's National Championship. Come on in, join us, and the expected 23,000 in an arena drenched with tension and expectation. The teams faithful await a clash that will showcase the sport's finest. It's an atmosphere highlighting acrobatics on a dramatic stage. Tonight, the Lady Bulldogs of Georgia, looking for their very first national championship, take on the Lady Vols of Tennessee, seeking their fourth national title. The floor leader for Tennessee, Michelle Marciniak, coming off a 21-point semifinal performance. And for Georgia, keep an eye on their queen, Sadia Roundtree. She had 26 in their win over Stanford. Hello again, everyone. Alongside Mimi Griffin and Nancy Lieberman-Klein, I'm Robin Roberts, and all SEC final. And keep in mind, at least one team from the Southeastern Conference has advanced to the Final Four, all but one time in the 15-year history of the NCAA tournament. And the Lady Vols have been a part of all 15 years of that big dance. A big reason why, Cat Summit.
Oh, and those Lady Vols definitely reflect the personality of their coach. And the main trait is mental toughness. At the end of that semifinal game, when Connecticut made that shot to throw it into overtime, Pat Summit sat her players down and reminded them that the mentally tough team would win that game and that she didn't like the look on their faces. So you know what, Robin? They changed that look but quick.
I tell you what, Georgia is looking mighty good. They were ranked #1 for a time this year, Nancy. They've already knocked off 2 top seeds. They're playing with a lot of confidence.
Well, Robin, we know he's a good coach, but is he a great coach, and do they have a great team? This is the second time Andy Landers has a shot at a title. I think that he really needs to win this game to validate himself in the eyes of everyone. Are you one of the elite coaches in basketball, or are you just a savvy recruiter who stockpiles talent? Robin, a sidebar, Al Brown, the assistant coach of Tennessee, the first coach ever, male or female, to coach in both the men and women's Final Four.
Good note there, Nancy. Well, what would a game be like on ESPN without our own Dick Vitale? Scratch your head. You got to wonder about that. Fortunately, we don't have to worry about that. Here's Dick Vitale with his own expressive words on these finals. Here's Dickie V.
Thanks a lot, Robin. I know there's a lot of excitement here in the metropolitan New York area with the men's championship. But wow, in Charlotte, sold-out crowd. It's going to be exciting. The women's national championship. Tennessee and Georgia. Pat Summit does a phenomenal job. Andy Landers does a great job with Georgia. Michelle Marciniak, a super point guard. Sadia Roundtree, she can score big with Georgia. I know the enthusiasm is going to be unbelievable. It'll be super. Tennessee and Georgia, the women's NCAA championship. Sit back and relax. It'll be dynamite, baby.
You know, everybody's allowed to be themselves. For me, example, I'm very feminine.
I just have to dig a little bit deeper when I feel like...
Why did this happen? I mean, I look at where I'm at now. There's a purpose. I mean, because I'm really blessed, but it's like...
The USA Basketball Women's National Team has many sides.
So no matter what I have to do whenever I step out on the court in order to win.
As a sponsor, Sears is proud to stand by all of them.
Thinking about you.
I am one with my Pizza Hut Rawlings game ball. I am a human highlight film. I am awesome. But I ate the whole pizza that comes with the ball. So I am incredibly slow.
I'm leaving. The game ball, $4.99 with any pizza. Keep the ball, share the pizza.
Fool, you'll love the stuff we're made of.
Face it, no other razor shaves closer or with more comfort than Gillette Sensor XL. Soft microfibs that protect your skin and individually spring-mounted twin blades that adjust to your face. No razor feels more comfortable during your shave or leaves your face smoother after. Gillette Sensor XL. And try new Gillette Aftershave, a splash that moisturizes as it refreshes.
Once upon a time, three girls went to Rock Steady for a pickup game.
Yo! We got next.
Lisa is the center of U.S. women's basketball team. Cheryl's a forward. Dawn is a point guard.
Shoot that, Cheryl. Take the jumper, Lisa. Put that. Take a game. Okay, next. Yeah, Cheryl. That's the next one. I got you. He can't shoot either.
And this isn't a fairy tale, so they didn't beat every guy. But they beat enough to say, basketball is basketball, athletes are athletes.
Welcome back to a jam-packed Charlotte Coliseum, awaiting an SEC showdown for the right to be this year's very best. And something to keep in mind as we head to the game, Andy Landers, the last time that Tennessee and Georgia met, Georgia won. That was Andy Landers' 400th win at Georgia. If he should win tonight, it would be another milestone for Andy Landers. It would be his 500th career win overall. For more on the stars to focus on in tonight's game, let's head down to the floor and check in with our two that will be calling the game, Ann Myers and Mike Patrick. Mike?
All right, thanks very much, Robin. Georgia's Saudia Roundtree gets a shot at the national championship tonight, which is a title that she promised to her coach, Andy Landers, when he recruited her to Georgia. How's that for confidence?
Well, she won some state titles in Anderson, South Carolina. Then had to go to the junior college, Kilgore Junior College. Won a national championship there, and she has been on a mission. As you said, promised Andy Landers and the Lady Bulldogs a national championship. They were here 4 years ago in the Final Four, got beat by Tennessee, and now they're back. Saudia Roundtree does it all. She can shoot the jumper, penetrates to the basket where that's her bread and butter, but she's also an effective defensive player. She has carried this Lady Bulldog team on her shoulders, and it's showtime now.
Tennessee's senior backcourt has helped carry the Lady Vols throughout the entire NCAA tournament. You get the feeling they'll have to do it again tonight.
Well, they've done a great job in the tournament. Latina Davis, the 5'6" senior, has really picked up her game in the tournament time. She had 16 points and 4 rebounds against Connecticut, but it's been so smooth. She is so silent and deadly when she kills the inside. And then you've got the point guard, Michelle Marciniak, who's just picked things up. Probably a shooter, but she has been the one that distributes the ball to her teammates. She comes up with big steals. She's excited.
So it's going to be the pride of the SEC, Georgia and Tennessee, coming up for a shot at the national championship when we come back to the Charlotte Coliseum.
16 years ago, I began Master Muffler and Brake. My wife, my sons, and my daughters have all worked hard to build this into a family business with 11 locations doing mufflers, brakes, shocks, hitches, and alignments. We'll give you a free written estimate. Our qualified technicians will do the job right the first time using quality parts and all at a fair price. Come by Master Muffler and Brake today, the business that fair dealing's built.
For quality lawn and garden equipment, see Oakland Small Engine Sales and Service first. Oakland is an authorized sales and service center for Husqvarna, forest, and lawn equipment. From commercial to residential, Oakland has leaf blowers, lawn mowers, chainsaws, and more. Oakland has a state-of-the-art service center to take care of your small engine needs. So, for Husqvarna, forest, and lawn equipment, come by Oakland Small Engine Sales and Service off the Big Sandy Highway, home of quality equipment at fair prices.
And consistent. It's one of the biggest senior PGA Tour events of the year. The Tradition, presented by Scott's. Thursday live at 3 p.m. only on ESPN.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of the NCAA Women's National Championship is brought to you by State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And by Ocean Spray. There's nothing like the taste of Ocean Spray, so crave the wave. It's the SEC's best in the national spotlight. For the tip, let's go back to Ann Myers and Mike Patrick.
We're here for the national championship game. Georgia and Tennessee at the Charlotte Coliseum have 22,849 and probably a few more standing room only for this national championship event. When these teams met earlier in the year, an unbelievable statistic with Tennessee getting 63 rebounds to 30 for Georgia and yet losing the game. I don't think I have ever seen anything like that, Ann.
And Tennessee had an 8-point lead at halftime. And the story behind that is, though, that on Saturday, Tennessee had played Connecticut, lost in that game, a big game, which they had lost their home winning streak. Then that night, Pat Summitt had food poisoning, and they had a snowstorm, got snowed in, could not leave Sunday, all snowed in Sunday, didn't watch tapes, didn't practice, and then Monday morning, they were still snowed in. Got out Monday afternoon, finally got to the hotel, finally got pre-game and all that, and rushed right over. So mentally, physically, emotionally, were they prepared to play Georgia? And at the end, Georgia came up with the big plays.
Brings a new meaning to lost weekend, doesn't it? Hopefully, they'll never have to go through that again. Andy Landers, who has knocked off 2 #1 seeds on his way to the championship game, this year's Naismith Coach of the Year, and brings his team in at 28-4. After you've knocked off 2 #1s, I guess the last one can't seem that much tougher, can it?
No, they are definitely ready for it, and a lot of people felt that in that regional final in the Midwest, beating Louisiana Tech, who was the #1 team, Leon Barmore's team, who did a fabulous job this year, that this is Georgia's tournament to lose.
All right, we're going to pick up the starting lineups here for the national championship game in Charlotte from the public address announcer.
And welcome to the Charlotte Coliseum for tonight's national championship game of the 1996 NCAA Women's Final Four. Please welcome the University of Georgia Lady Bulldogs and the University of Tennessee Lady Vols. Let's meet the starting lineups. At forward for Georgia, a 6'3" junior from Hampton, Virginia, number 00, Lakeisha Bretzel. At forward for Tennessee, a 6'2" freshman from Astoria, New York, number 23, Shamiqua Holtzclaw. At forward for the Lady Bulldogs, a 5'8" junior from Houston, Texas, number 25, Kedra Holland. At forward for the Lady Vols, a 6'3" junior from Charlestown, Indiana, number 52, Abby Coughlin. At center for Georgia, a 6'3" junior from Minneapolis, Minnesota, number 33, Tracy Henderson. At center for Tennessee, a 6'4" sophomore from Charlotte, North Carolina, number 4, Tiffany Johnson. At guard for Georgia, a 5'7" senior from Anderson, South Carolina, number 10, Sadia Roundtree. At guard for Tennessee, a 5'6" senior from Winchester, Tennessee, number 5, Latina Davis. At guard for the Lady Bulldogs, a 5'8" junior from Decatur, Tennessee, number 11, Rachel Powell. And at guard for the Lady Vols, a 5'9" senior from Metuchen, Pennsylvania, number 3, Michelle Marcinia. Introducing the head coaches for Georgia, Andy Landers. And for Tennessee, Pat Summitt.
The Georgia Bulldogs at 28-4 will show you how they advanced through the tournament. The last win in the semifinals after knocking off Louisiana Tech, the #1 team in the country. And then they beat Stanford here 2 nights ago, 86-76, holding opponents to only 21% from long range. For the Lady Vols, Connecticut was the dramatic game here in the semifinals in overtime, but the only reason they got in was a remarkable comeback against Virginia, played on the Cavaliers' home floor in Charlottesville.
They both have great stories behind them as far as getting here. Georgia, as we said, beating Louisiana Tech, and the power that they have as far as the athletes and Roundtree handling that ball. And I look at Tennessee really to change things up defensively, and they'll be a different defensive team than they were earlier in the season against Georgia. An SEC final.
The tip controlled by Georgia. Rachel Powell is number 11. Picked up by Holtzclaw.
It's a good matchup with Holtzclaw because it really distracts Powell, not quite as tall as far as passing that ball inside.
Brett down the lane with a left hand, and Georgia has the first two. Lakeisha Brett, the junior from Hampton, Virginia.
The Georgia team loves to penetrate. Andy Landers said before the game, we are going to penetrate in the half court and in the full court. We'd like to get the running game going, keep the tempo up.
Tina Davis got a nice screen, but couldn't use it. This is Marciniak. Dumps it off, but before the basket, we have a pushing foul. And it's going to be on Rachel Powell.
Georgia won the SEC conference this year and got knocked out in the SEC tournament by LSU, which really made a strong bid for getting into the tournament. And Tennessee ended up winning the SEC conference, or winning the tournament.
Henderson nearly had a steal on the inbound play, but couldn't hold it. I think the biggest contrast between these teams is when you watch Georgia on offense, they seem very freelance as Holtzclaw scores down the baseline. Tennessee seems far more structured.
Well, Pat Summitt's always in control, that's for sure.
Powell outside with Brett. She goes right by again, beating Conklin down the lane, the basket and the foul. Brett averaging 14.3 points a game. Can play any one of 5 spots on the floor.
A lot of people think that the Georgia Lady Bulldogs just play freelance. They have set plays, and a lot of times they clear out that left side and let their players go one-on-one because they are so gifted. You see Lakeisha Brett, she needs a big game from them. And you see Claudia Roundtree getting excited also.
Here's where she had trouble in the semifinals. She had missed only 11 free throws all year long. In the semifinals, she missed 6, even though she's an excellent shooter.
88% coming into the tournament.
Holtzclaw had it tipped away. Roundtree comes up with a loose ball. Marciniak gets a hand on it, and Marciniak ahead of the field. Michelle Marciniak. That's a 4-point play.
Well, the big thing for Tennessee, they had 23 turnovers against Georgia in that last game. Georgia only 14. Tennessee's got to take better care of the basketball in this game.
Henderson gets the lob, but she traveled. Tough pass to hold.
Nice lob inside to Henderson. Just doesn't get her balance. A little shove right there by Tiffany Johnson. Loses the balance and gets called for the travel.
Holtzclaw gets it ahead. Davis. Very quick. Tries to spin move in the lane. Got it back. Missed again. Roundtree has only touched the ball once so far. That's the whole idea. Not let her get it in the first place. Tina Davis trying to front her. Davis who went down. Marciniak on Holland. Shot clock at 10. Holland for 3. Holtzclaw with the rebound.
By keeping the ball out of Roundtree's hands, it's forcing Holland to pick up the slack, and also Powell. They're going to force them to take the shots.
Roundtree averaged 17 points a game during the year, but 21 in the NCAA. She has been just spectacular. Holtzclaw leans into one from 19. Shamiqua Holtzclaw has 4, and the Lady Vols up by 1. Henderson guarded by Charlotte's own Tiffany Johnson. Pull-up jumper. Nice looking shot by Tracy Henderson, who's been on fire in the NCAA tournament, averaging 18 points. Marciniak, nice move to beat the pressure.
Tennessee to continue to penetrate towards this defense and work the ball and get inside to their post players and off the dribble.
Conklin with a good head fake and got the bounce. An excellent outside shooter, too, despite her 6'3" size.
This Georgia team, we said, likes to run, keep it up tempo, but Tennessee is a team that can also run.
Brett doesn't get the roll this time, and the rebound to Tiffany Johnson.
Coming into this game, the Lady Vols want somebody else to beat them, not Claudia Roundtree.
Marciniak, nice pull-up jumper. What, does this remind you of Tennessee against Connecticut the other night?
Back and forth.
Air ball. Henderson tries to save and does to Brett. Brett, nice dish inside. Georgia can't convert though. Holds ball, gets it out to Marciniak. Look at Roundtree trying to get in front of her and does. And Marciniak just outran the ball.
Great hustle by Roundtree to get back. She worked hard to try and cut the dribble off.
Collins, good outside shooter. That's a three. You can see Roundtree coming back on defense. She put it in that fifth gear to catch up to Marciniak.
That's why Georgia is so tough to guard. Roundtree doesn't take any rest. She keeps the pressure on you.
Trying to trap Tennessee outside of the one turnover has done very good against this pressure defense. Pressure sometimes doesn't show up until the second half. Davis. Nice clear out in the rebound to Brett. Ahead to Holland. Couldn't get her body under control as she walked. We've got a timeout on the court. 15:30 to go first half. National title on the line, tied at 10.
Natural ability can only take you so far. Equipment counts for a lot. I'm always checking out new ideas. You have to stay competitive. That's what I like about Pert Plus. Cleans and conditions in one step. No messing with 2 bottles. I get great results. No hassle, no fuss. Eventually, we all cross the finish. The winners just find a better way to get there.
Pert Plus, great hair, no fuss.
Being a parent is all about being there. Whether it's a homecoming game or something as important as a college education. State Farm understands that. That's why State Farm Life Insurance makes sense. It's a smart way to help secure your children's future if something ever happened to you. See your State Farm agent for life insurance that's right for your family. It'll help make sure that all your dreams will be protected, like helping your children realize theirs.
State Farm understands life.
Ocean Spray supports the Women's Sports Foundation. Women craving to be their best. To do their best. To drink the best. Craving Ocean Spray juice drinks. And that's cranberry at its best. Ocean Spray.
Tennessee and Georgia tied at 10. Let's check in with Nancy Lieberman-Klein. Nancy?
Well, I've got the man who is the master of the SEC, Roy Kramer, the commissioner. What have you done? This has got to be a special weekend. 2 women's teams in the final championship game, and then Kentucky on the men's side.
Well, it's a great weekend for the Southeastern Conference. Certainly what you see out here represents our conference in a very positive way, and of course we're very proud of Kentucky in the finals of the men's as well.
Roy, what has made the SEC so special? 14 out of the last 15 years you've had a women's team in the Final Four. Why have you been so dominant?
I think because our schools have made a tremendous commitment to women's basketball. We've got some great coaches that have been here a long time, and that adds up to success.
Well, also with success, you have great vision and leadership.
Well, we tried to work at it. We've built a great women's program. We've got a great program across the board in all of our sports. We hope to continue that in the future.
Hey, thanks for stopping by with us. Mike?
3-second violation will turn the ball over on that possession with 15-12 to go.
Coming out of that timeout, give credit to Georgia for changing up their defense. It looked like they went into a little bit of a matchup, and Andy Landers calling in that Stanford game. I don't think we saw it, but he said the players looked at him like, what? Because he hasn't played his own in about 10 years.
Roundtree with the off-balance shot, but she does get the foul out of the play.
When Roundtree gets the ball in her hands, she needs to create. Her teammates have to continue running the offense, but she can penetrate to the middle anytime, and her players know that, and she creates so many foul opportunities for herself to send herself to the free throw line. She was 9 of 9 against Connecticut.
She scored well in that first game. She shot only 5 out of 20 from the floor, and you finally were the one who got the jinx.
Oh, no.
Roundtree with a miss on the free throw. And what Tennessee would like to see her do is take more of those off-balance shots.
In the 4 losses that they had, she did not shoot the ball well.
That was her first point of the night. Lady Dogs up by 1.
And she can score a lot of points for you, but the thing is, the shot selection. Where's the shots going to come from? Are they good shots as far as within the realm of the offense?
Marciniak and now Kelly Jolly in the back of the Holds ball. Quick shot off the baseline. Henderson gets it out to Roundtree. They have numbers. Roundtree in the middle. Nice anticipation by Jolly.
Holland was hanging out there on the wing, waiting for the three-point shot. Did not see Kelly Jolly coming down, and it was too long to pass.
Well, Roundtree had an arm stuck in there and didn't get a call, and Tiffany Johnson with a little baby hook. Roundtree doesn't get the roll on this one either. Fleck with a rebound. And the foul. And that's going to be on Kelly Jolly, her second in about 30 seconds.
Lakeisha Fret stepping up her game in this game. I compare her to the Scottie Pippen of the NBA, just the way she's built, those long arms. She's just so fluid. And she's the type of player that is so fundamentally sound, but she's a quiet player. And she's not the type of player that has taken over the game. She looks like she really wants this game and to be the player that's really involved in what's going on.
She already has 8 points. And as a junior, she's the number 8 all-time rebounder and number 10 all-time scorer. Passion Thompson left alone against the press and score. Her first 2.
Two things that both teams have to work on. Georgia is very conscious of Tennessee as far as their rebounding, and Tennessee has to get back on transition defense because of the way Georgia runs.
Siniak to Davis. Nice skip pass to Holdsclaw. Excellent defense by Georgia, but a foul on the double team.
And Holdsclaw looks like she cuts off baseline. She's standing right there before Holdsclaw gets there, but they call a block on her.
Sina and Bortskov from Denmark will pick up her first personal. Second team foul against Georgia.
Oh, shooter. Oh, shooter.
Georgia's at 50%, Tennessee 77. Johnson, offensive rebound. Bush, number 30, is in for Georgia.
In the game,
she had a big semi.
I'm sorry, Mike. In the game in January that Georgia won, they shot the ball less than Tennessee, and one of the reasons being Tennessee getting second and third opportunities.
Shot clock did not reset because it didn't hit the rim. Down to 7. Davis, who can create her own shot, does, but misses.
Good defense by Georgia. Latina Davis has taken 2 shots from around three-point range. She's not a three-point shooter. She likes to come off that high screen, and they're letting her take those shots.
She had only taken 4 all year long. Here's the run of the dozen go, but another foul.
Tennessee defensively would like to lay off once a Georgia player has penetrated the basket, but they've been called for a lot of fouls underneath, especially Fred. She's going to the line.
Passion Thompson picks that one up. Roundtree around the screen. And we've got a pushing foul.
Latina Davis and Michelle Marciniak fouled out of that game in January. The 2 seniors, we talked about their leadership and how well they've played in the tournament. They need to stay in this ballgame.
Davis picked up her first trying to push through a screen. Well, you just watch them shoving each other. This is going to be a very physical game. Roundtree lost. And Roundtree, even at 5'7" with that slender frame, she's used to playing with people bigger than she is, and she doesn't fear anybody.
She grew up playing against the guys down in South Carolina, Anderson, South Carolina, down on the asphalt, and she knows that that helped make her a better player.
Tied at 14, 12:44 to go first half. Conklin back in the ballgame. Marciniak slapping her hands. She wanted the ball. 3-pointer. She didn't shoot them well in practice today. Offensive foul, Holdsclaw. And a foul.
Georgia initially is doing an excellent job defensively, Mike, as far as forcing the outside shot. But watch Holdsclaw go to the offensive board. This is where Georgia is getting hurt as far as second and third opportunities. But Holdsclaw is very quick to the boards. At 6'2", she's strong. She's got a knack for getting the ball. She had a career-high 19 rebounds against Georgia, along with 21 points.
Second foul call on that last play on Ann Bortskov. Down. Another three-point play. The Lady Vols up by 3. Pam Irwin is a good outside shooter. Hit some big threes in that first meeting. Roundtree hasn't found the range yet.
Tennessee went back into that zone, and they were looking for the trap out of it, and it confused the offense for Georgia.
Ashton Thompson with a nice 15-footer. She has 4. And Tennessee's up by 5.
Pat Summitt mixing up the defenses.
Roundtree looking for a screen. She takes the 3. Beautiful rotation and drained it.
What a clutch shot. The time they needed it, too. And Mrs. Roundtree liking it.
Jeanette enjoying every second of this one. Cuts the lead down to 2. Good position inside for Thompson. She creates the contact and will get the foul on Tracy Henderson. And you know Tennessee would love to get Tracy Henderson in foul trouble.
That's exactly what Tennessee did to Connecticut. Pat Summitt had her team come out and attack offensively against Connecticut. Got Carol Walters into foul trouble. We're going to see Roundtree coming up high. And against that zone defense, she's able to take that outside shot. We know that she can hit the outside shot. She'd rather penetrate, but she'll take what she needs.
It's a 2-shot foul. Everybody went for the rebound, no need. But better safe than sorry.
That's exactly right. Look good.
And you don't want to be the one standing there with your hands on your hip. Thompson trying to give the team a 3-point lead, and does. 11:34 to go first half. Tennessee on top of Georgia by 3.
I come from the generation that always said, well, I'll be married, so I'll be taken care of. My goal in life was to be a beach bum. But at 50, I found myself alone, divorced. And I said, I'm going to open a ballet school. And it was wonderful. I took my money and invested it. I felt great. You know, it's a skill to manage life. You know, it scared the pajamas out of me.
Some people are doing more business than ever on Fridays.
The Denver deal doable, Donnie? Good.
Help your business do more business with Sprint's amazing offer. For 1 full year, Fridays are free.
No, I'll call you back. It's Friday.
Every long-distance call you make on Fridays is free. The rest of the week, you get Sprint's great low-flat rate.
Okay, so I'll call you next Friday.
Call now. 1-800-598-5000 for free Fridays at work. Only from Sprint Business.
Great beer taste. Only 70 calories. And only from Anheuser-Busch. The non-alcohol brew for any occasion.
Tennessee by 3, 11:34 to go in the first half. And so far, Roundtree Ann is having some problems with her shot.
And give credit to Tennessee as far as forcing her to make plays that she doesn't want to. They're cutting off that left baseline, and they're also making it difficult for Georgia to get the ball into her hands. They make her spin there, and you go spinning right into the weak side defense, helping out. And Tennessee knows that they cannot stop Saudi Roundtree. She's going to score points, but they want to force other people to take shots.
The one shot she did hit was a 3 from the top of the circle. Irwin's a good outside shooter.
Roundtree also has to take a lot of shots for this team to win.
Roundtree tried to get it in the lane, lost it. And Tina Davis comes out for Tennessee and waits on Marciniak.
Tennessee will collapse in that defense when the penetration is there, but they really have to key in also on the three-point shooters that Georgia has.
Nice screen by Irwin. Marciniak couldn't hit it, but an offensive rebound. Conklin turnaround jumper. Irwin with a rebound for Georgia.
Right now, the advantage is going to Tennessee because they're really hitting the offensive boards against this Georgia team, getting second shots.
Having a tough time against the zone right now. There's Roundtree top of the key again. Missed that wide open 3. Bush with an offensive rebound. Nice step in.
big-time rebound by Latrice Bush, and Georgia needs to get as many offensive rebounds as they can. Tennessee is going to key in on blocking Henderson out. Fred is out of the game right now, but they've got a key on blocking those two players out, but you can't lose sight of the perimeter players that Georgia has.
Shot clock at 9. Thompson's got some range on that shot. 2-point shot that time for Renee Laxton, the freshman from Oneida, Tennessee. And what a job by Marciniak just to get in the way and bluff Roundtree. Little spin, shot wouldn't go. Marciniak kept it alive. It's out of bounds to Tennessee. Boy, Sonia Roundtree is going to see the replay of that one and really be upset.
Well, we talked about, we have seen in the past that teams like to let her go right. She knew that she had the advantage, but she didn't have the angle. She came in too much straight onto the board and couldn't use it.
And I think it was because of Marciniak. You could see her fade away just at the end and destroy that angle. Henderson misses one from 4 feet, point blank. Roundtree cuts off the fast break.
Andy Landers said coming into this game, it's no secret that we are not a good rebounding team, but that's going to be a key for us. One is we have to hit the boards, and two, keep Tennessee off the offensive boards.
Well, he said in the first game we were out-rebounded by 160. I know he's exaggerating, but it must have seemed like it.
Well, it's looking that way now.
Nice ball movement to get it inside. 6 points for Conklin. A 3, an air ball. Rebound to Thompson. Fight for it. Foul on Brandy Decker. ESPN Sunday Night Baseball premieres tonight. Chicago White Sox big hurt Frank Thomas will be matched up with Ken Griffey Jr. 6 home runs last year in the postseason, tied a Major League Baseball record. It all starts tonight at 9 o'clock. Invite you to join us. Roundtree only 1 out of 5 and has turned the ball over 5 times. Hardly the number she had in the semifinal. 26 points, 6 rebounds, and 7 assists. And a reach-in foul is going to be on Brandy Decker. If you remember the semifinal, she picked up 4 in a hurry when she was on the court. That was her second.
Andy Landers knows that if they get into foul trouble, he's got a good bench. He feels confident in his bench, but he's telling Decker you just can't reach in there and knock down on the ball, even though Decker felt that she got all ball.
Very demonstrative in her appeal also.
Tiffany Johnson starting in North Carolina against Connecticut and against Georgia. She started early on in the season. As a matter of fact, she's only one of 3 freshmen that Pat Summitt has had that has started as a freshman coming in. The other 2, Sheila Frost and Bridget Gordon.
Maybe the biggest play of her life was near the end of the Connecticut game when she got a fingertip on Jennifer Rizzotti's 3-pointer. It would have tied it again.
The one thing I like about that, too, Mike, is how both players handled it with class and gave each other credit.
There was a lot of class in that game, wasn't it?
It really was. It was a great game to watch.
Marciniak didn't have the angle, so she brings it back out to Latina Davis. We're down to 8 minutes and 14 seconds. Johnson, turnaround jumper, didn't get the roll. What a rebound by Davis. Just snatched it out of there.
At 5 and 6, what a great rebound. She had a big rebound against Connecticut, too, for a putback. And you can't beat those when you got big-time rebounds just going after the basketball.
Excellent defense by Irwin. Gets the steal. Roundtree had the numbers and pulled up the 20-footer.
And this is what Tennessee wants. If they can get a defensive rebound, they'll push it back up the floor to make Georgia come back and play deep.
Post ball gets it into Laxton. 4 for Brene Laxton, and it's 28-19.
Tennessee doing a good job going inside against this Georgia defense. I think it's an SEC crowd. What do you think?
Oh, absolutely. And right now, the Tennessee folks are the only ones that are yelling. And here's the travel call on Brett. That is the 8th turnover for the Lady Bulldogs. And one of the main reasons they are down by 9.
Money Market market accounts? Just be straight with me.
No tricky teaser rates.
Just be fair.
Long-term performance.
Performance I can count on.
Make my money work.
Working hard, earning big. That's fair. A real rate.
Easy accent. Is it FDIC insured?
I'm ready.
Fair sounds excellent.
That was an easy decision.
This manager is helping his biggest client with an order that has to be out today. Smart move. This real estate agent has just found a dream home for the Baileys. Smart move. This man is saving money by making design changes on the job. Smart move. This grandmother doesn't miss a call from any of her grandchildren. Smart move.
Don't miss out on anything. Make a smart move with New Wave Cellular. 2 locations to serve you. 1047 Mineral Wells in Paris and 215 Hobbs in Martin.
PT Tears? My diaper dandy? Or argue about my top 10?
Now check out ESPN Net Sports Zone, featuring Dick Vitale's only weekly column during the season. Plus Dickie V's Hardwood Chat. There's even a one-on-one Q&A.
You and me online, baby.
Hey, what about Rick Pitino?
The Cats are the most talented team in America.
ESPN Net Sports Zone. It's Dickie V on the internet.
Of course, if it's got a net, I'm there, baby.
Rebecca Lobo and this year's edition of the Connecticut Huskies on tap, on hand for this game. They were eliminated in the semifinals by Tennessee and Pat Summitt. Just look at the records. I guess if you could compare Pat Summitt's tenure at Tennessee to anyone in the men's game, it would probably be Dean Smith. The records look like a misprint.
Well, no question. And Gino Auriemma had stated that the championship game last year was much more rewarding in beating Tennessee because of the image that Pat has in the game and how many people respect her. She started coaching at Tennessee when she was 22 years old. Thought she could get married and become a school teacher. Well, she got married and had a little boy, but she's still coaching.
Other things in mind for Pat Summitt. Her team leads by 9. Foul was on Brene Laxton. That's her first. It is the team's 6th. From now on, will be in the bonus for both clubs.
You could say Pat Summitt's still a teacher, though.
Oh, absolutely. To me, that's the essence of coaching. Holland, Tennessee with a lot of defensive pressure. Brett, who got off to an early start, hadn't touched the ball very much, gets it back this time, and Lakeisha Brett now has 10.
Georgia likes to run the left side of the court because they can come back in the middle of somebody like Lakeisha Brett, right-handed.
Georgia's zone.
When they come out of a timeout, that's when Andy Landers calls the zone and the type of defense that they're going to play.
Let's go on a corner. Shot clock down to 5. Laxton had it blocked, got it back again. 3 shots at it. Laxton couldn't get it down.
Big-time blocks. One of the reasons that Georgia goes into that zone is to try and change some looks so Tennessee has to adjust offensively.
Rhett, are you feeling it, Evil? Rhett has a dozen. Roundtree on the bench right now for Andy Landers, and Rhett is carrying the load. Brett with another rebound, and then lost it.
She had it, but she sure has been exciting the last few possessions for the Lady Bulldogs.
The junior from Hampton, Virginia. A Naismith finalist, first team All-SEC.
For the second time is the SEC Freshman of the Year. Here you see the great hustle. The ball does go out of bounds, but great athletic ability. She came up with a big block earlier, too.
Probably the nicest compliment she could be paid. There are the numbers on Lakeisha Brett from her coach, Andy Landers, when he said she was the most fundamentally sound player he'd ever coached.
Now she just pick up things, and 5-second calls, good defense by Georgia, but Brett was one of those players that really helped Georgia get that 5-second call.
Roundtree will come back in as they have cut a 9-point lead down to 5. And Irwin leaves the game.
Saudi Roundtree kind of talking to herself, coming out, back onto the court. Good get herself back into it. She loves Showtime. We've seen her perform, but so has Marciniak.
Marciniak, great anticipation. Again, that's her second big steal on just knowing what was going to happen. Marciniak has 6.
Mental mistake by Georgia. Very lackadaisical pass. Telegraphed it.
Marciniak had never been known for her defense, according to the Tennessee folks, but she has gone over 100 steals this year, only the 4th player ever to do that. Henderson, turnaround jump shot, she has 4.
Henderson had a big game against Stanford, 17 points and 6 rebounds, and was in foul trouble and fouled out of that game. Her 9th time she fouled out.
Room outside, so Tennessee has an opportunity in a 3, and Abby Conklin, who is a 40% long-range shooter, takes advantage of it. Give her 5 points on the night. The lead's back to 8. Right now, it's zone against zone. And Fred has proven to be unstoppable here in the first half. She has 14.
Andrew Landers has said all year long that we are a good shooting team, also from three-point range. And sometimes teams haven't respected that, but they've proven over and over that they can shoot the ball.
Davis with an air ball from three-point range. Thompson with a follow. Rebound to Henderson. And boy, Henderson is critical for Georgia.
Got to stay in big wise as far as getting some rebounds and also being a defensive player to change shots inside.
Holland got trapped and threw it away. Marciniak, steal by Powell. Nice defense. Powell for 3. Holland with a long rebound.
It is definitely up-tempo.
Holland lost it. Got it back. Brett just inside the three-point line. Boy, is she on fire. 16 for Brett. She's hit 6 out of 9 from the floor.
We had a chance to see Sadia Roundtree against Connecticut just be on fire in the first half for Georgia, and now it's turned around and Brett, somebody's stepping up.
33-29. Thompson tries to drive the baseline, kicks it out instead. Conklin for 3. 2 in a row.
Conklin had 11 points all in the second half in that Connecticut win, and none of them were three-pointers.
Pat Summit helping the officials do a little housekeeping.
She's there.
6:29.
Well, we saw that housekeeping. Little white snowballs all out on the floor before the game.
The mascot for Tennessee had a fake mascot for Georgia, slam dunked it, and stuffed one anywhere. Lakeisha Brett, the one-man offense for Georgia. She has 18 of their 31. She had 22 in the semi. Boy, does she have the stroke going right now. Nearly a steal. Davis, tough pass inside. They're going to call Henderson for a foul. That will be her second.
Andy Landers getting her right out of there so she doesn't pick up that third foul. But look at Brett, just one-on-one against Conklin. She is feeling it. She's got the stroke down, and we saw her go inside and know that she can take it outside, too. Keisha Brett started playing basketball. Her dad was in the military, and she was a military brat and was bored to death and just had to keep herself busy, so she went out and played with the guys.
Turned out to be a great idea. Now, we're in the bonus. The free throw from Thompson, who leads this team in both free throws attempted and made this year. And is a 71% shooter. Look good on both. She has 9, and it's 38-31 Tennessee. 2:11 to go first half.
Ocean Spray supports the Women's Sports Foundation. Women craving to be their best. To do their best. To drink the best. Craving Ocean Spray juice drinks. And that's cranberry at its best. Ocean Spray.
In 1893, the first women's basketball game was played at Smith College. Originally, women players weren't allowed to bounce the ball at all. Then, only once. Eventually, women players would be...
Phoenix, a company that understands the power of dreams, is proud to pay tribute to 100 years of women's basketball.
I am one with my Pizza Hut Rawlings game ball. I am a human highlight film.
Yo, hurry up.
Am awesome. But I ate the whole pizza that comes with the ball. So I am incredibly slow.
I'm leaving.
The game ball, $4.99 with any pizza. Keep the ball, share the pizza.
Fool, you'll love the stuff we're made of.
38-31 Tennessee, 2:11 to go first half. The Major League Baseball season opens up with ESPN Sunday Night Baseball. Two-time most valuable player Frank Thomas and the Chicago White Sox travel to Seattle to take on superstar Ken Griffey Jr. and Cy Young Award winner Randy Johnson tonight on ESPN. John Miller and Joe Morgan will be standing by to bring you that one. 7-point lead here with 2:11, a packed house in Charlotte, North Carolina for the national championship. Fred has hit 8 out of 10. The rest of the team 5 out of 16. Talked about her stepping up and carrying the team. Now she's got some help from Roundtree, who looked good on that jumper and has 6.
Oh, she was open, too. She made herself a one-on-one situation. She is great at creating space between the defense.
They both get hot. That's a pretty good 1-2 punch. Conklin, who's been shooting very well during the tournament. Offensive rebound doesn't go. Tennessee just killing Georgia on the boards. Good hustle by Johnson.
Holzclaw is just an animal right now underneath the board. She is going hard to the basket. And the thing that makes her tough underneath on the offensive board, she doesn't just grab it all the time, she'll tip it.
Holzclaw missed that shot. Here comes Roundtree. Jolly trying to catch her from behind. Holland, nice head fake. Nice play by Kedra Holland, the junior from Houston, Texas. Good outside shooter.
What Holland likes to do is set up behind the three-point range, and they look to get her that ball in the corner, which Roundtree did. But she makes nice pump fake, and she's going to have to do that more.
Jolly with a great pass to Tiffany Johnson. She has 6. Don't forget the Lee Jeans halftime report. Coming up, Robin Roberts will be along to update you on everything. Here's a 3 from Sadia Roundtree.
Well, I think, too, she's got Kelly Jolly on her and feels that she can go right at her.
That's a 2. My apologies. 40-37.
Sometimes when you're that type of offensive player and you see what defense is on you, you just feel you can take anybody. Roundtree is on Holzclaw. We saw Roundtree stop Starbird. Can she do it against Holzclaw?
Johnson, in spite of the double team, scores. She has 8. The lead back to 5. Roundtree looking for the last shot of the half. And she'll take a 3. Marciniak called a travel.
Good call by the official. Great defense by Powell, hustling over there, not getting too close to Marciniak. When Marciniak turned, you got to see where the defense is. It surprised her, and she walked on it.
2.4 seconds to go. Coming up, the Lee Jeans halftime report. Roundtree lost it on the way in, and that's the end of the first half. Roundtree struggled with her shot, but the Lady Dogs still within 5 as we reach the half of the national championship game. Tennessee over Georgia by 5. Let's go to Robin Roberts.
All right, Mike, joining Mimi and myself, it's the Connecticut head coach, Gino Auriemma. I want to get your thoughts on the first half, Gino. And Lakeisha Fret really came up big because Sadia Roundtree, so much pressure on her. She did get 8 points, the bulk of them late in the first half.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of it has to do with probably how she's feeling going into the game. Like, I have to play great. I promised Andy we're going to win a national championship. Sometimes kids put too much pressure on themselves. Meanwhile, nobody's talked about Lakeisha Fret the whole tournament, yet she's one of the best players in America. So I think she just played free and clear, and you can see the results.
Well, something that Mimi brought up at the top of the game, tempo. Early on, it definitely favored Tennessee.
Robin, it's that T word, no question about it. Whether they ran or whether they pulled it up, Tennessee definitely controlled tempo in the first half. Their offensive execution in the half court was tremendous, and they stopped both penetration for Georgia and transition bucket. Georgia only had one transition bucket in that first half. That's incredible.
All right, Mimi, Gino, hang tight. We'll get your thoughts a little bit later. Much more to come here on the Lee Jeans halftime report. We'll get to know Pat Summitt through her other half, R.B. Summitt, her husband. Also look back at that thrilling win for Tennessee over Connecticut. Sorry about that, Gino. That and much more as we continue. ESPN's exclusive presentation of the NCAA Women's National Championship is brought to you by Lee Jeans and by Ramada. All things being equal, we're better. At the half, it's Tennessee by 5.
Ocean Spray supports the Women's Sports Foundation. Women craving to be their best. To do their best. To drink the best. Craving the surprisingly sweet taste of Ocean Spray Ruby Red and Tangerine Grapefruit Juice drink. Ocean Spray.
All across America, you're there to see us through. Just around the corner, a neighborhood should be blue.
Americans are tough on cars. That's why we recommend service every 3,000 miles. And we offer Pennzoil.
3,000 miles, you make us smile. America
Jiffy Lube, America's favorite oil change.
This has a good bounce, and this has a good bounce. Holiday Inn has comfortable beds, and Ramada has comfortable beds. You can get a good night's rest here, and you can get a good night's rest here. But a good night's sleep here will almost always cost you more than a good night's sleep here. And maybe that's why last year 23 million people chose Ramada over Holiday Inn. All things being equal, we're better. So call 1-800-2-RAMADA.
National championship game. Well, Pat Summitt is synonymous with the Tennessee Lady Vols. She has been there from the beginning, built this program from scratch. She's 5 wins shy of 600, so you know how much time she gives to the Tennessee Lady Vols, but she has another life, her family life, and to get more on that, we're going to go down to Nancy Lee Recline. She's with Pat Summitt's husband, R.B., and her son, Tyler. Nancy?
That's right. I've got the loyal people in the stands. R.B., it has to be pretty exciting for you to be out here in the Final Four, and the same for you, Tyler. But tell us, everybody knows everything about Pat. What do we not know about her?
Well, believe it or not, Nancy, Pat's way of relaxing is to come home in the evenings and to cook Tyler and me a big old country supper. Just to mess up the whole kitchen and get potatoes and meat and vegetables. And we have a big time. And she likes iced tea, too.
All right, now, is she a good cook?
Yes, very good cook. Can't you tell?
That's pretty emphatic. What about during the season? I mean, is Pat different during in-season than she is in the off-season, although there's a lot of recruiting going on?
A little bit so. I think it's more intense now year-round than it used to be. But Pat does let down her hair a bit in the summers when it's not the full season like now. Recruiting's around the year, but she does like to relax and get out on the water and take some time and see her folks.
All right, Tyler, I have to ask you a big question here. What does Mom have to do coming out of the locker room for the team to win?
She has to tell them what to do, and she got to tell them just play a good game and play good defense and make good rebounds.
Well, that's spoken like a true Summitt right there. You got to play good defense. You got to get on the glass. And if this is any indication, then Tennessee's going to be okay in the second half. Thanks for stopping by with us.
Thank you.
Robin?
All right there, the Summit family. And you've gotten to know Pat Summit this past year. You played her 4 times. You're going to coach with her on Saturday with some college all-stars against the national team. What do you think about Pat?
Well, you know, she's a Hall of Famer, and she's one of the legends of the game. And I'm looking forward to working with her and just kind of being around her and finding out a little bit of how she thinks and how she operates. Never know, could come in handy next year, you know.
It could. We'll talk more about your loss to Tennessee in the first game when we come back in just a little bit. We've got much more to come here on the Lee Jeans Halftime Report. Stay with us, everyone.
Excuse me. So you dropped this back there?
Where?
In Nebraska?
As a new parent, my hours can be pretty unpredictable. I think a lot of the young parents that come into my office and talk about life insurance have a lot of the same needs and have gone through a lot of the same things that I've gone through. They're really looking for somebody to tell them about life insurance, to talk to somebody they trust. When people leave my office, I think they feel that, hey, this guy doesn't just know about life insurance, he knows about life, too.
I've never stopped from age 7 of being involved with basketball in some aspect, either playing or officiating. It's been a passion of mine since the age of 7. I attended University of Pittsburgh and studied engineering with the intent that once I got out of school, I would be an engineer. I never really thought at that time about refereeing basketball or anything for a long-term type of avocational career. But at that time, I really had no idea that officiating would lead me where it's led me. I mean, it's been absolutely phenomenal to me. And the purpose of us out there is to allow those players to play the best that they can in the most fair environment that we can provide. The spectators are there to see the athletes play. They're not there to see me referee or any of my partners referee. I'm out there to allow you to notice the great play of the athletes. You know the feeling you have when you're done with a game and you were right on top of it. It's a great rush feeling that you get when you're in the locker room and it's like, yes, you hit it.
This message provided by the NCAA.
Shotty with that head fake. Barrels down the lane and hit it. Marciniak counters with a 3. Sale. Got it! Holy cow! That's it! The Lady Vols have won it. They've won the title game.
Needless to say, that was such an exciting game on Friday. Gino, I know you were quite emotional after that game. You came here to the Final Four. Not many people gave you a chance to come back to the Final Four after winning the national title last year. What are you going to take away from this year's tournament?
I'll tell you, you guys did the game. Vanderbilt, Jamel Elliott fouls out. She's laying on the floor, crying her eyes out. Career's over. We're not going to win. I'm not going to the Final Four. What a terrible way to end my career, sitting on the bench with 5 fouls. Then all of a sudden the game ends. My God, I've got new life. So I think I'm going to remember that and how it's not over till it's over.
All right, Mimi, we've been through a lot these last 3 weeks. We haven't been on the floor like Gina, but what do you take away?
Well, there were several great basketball moments, but the most compelling moment for me was watching Leon Barmore rush to the aid of McQuisha Walker when she hurt her knee. That certainly humanized both Coach Barmore and this sport.
Who knows what's to come over the next 20 minutes? Maybe we'll have some new memories as Georgia battles Tennessee for the national title. And Lakeisha Brett is certainly getting the job done for the Lady Dogs. She has 18 first-half points, but her team is down by 5. Back in a moment. Stay with us.
$50 years ago, Ed Reynolds started in the furniture business. Ed's family-owned and operated business has now grown to include 2 locations. Here's Ed to tell you more about Furniture Exchange.
We invite you to shop at the Furniture Exchange stores in Paris, Tennessee. See our selection of fine furniture and appliances at prices you'll want to pay. Buy on easy terms. We carry our own paper. Free delivery. For all you need, see us at the Furniture Exchange stores.
Multiple personalities. Some get therapy. Oh, yes. Tracy Ullman gets her own HBO comedy series.
Tracy Ullman is a comedic smorgasbord.
Tracy Ullman
Yeah, I think I'm suing her. Sneaky little freak girl that types all the parts and no one else gets a crack at it. I'll take you on, Tracy.
She's got chutzpah, and oh my God, I got mucus on your lens.
Tracy Takes On HBO, the only place where Tracy can be Tracy.
A new Women's Final Four champion soon will be crowned in Charlotte. Commemorate the coronation with your own copy of the official souvenir program. To order for $6 per copy plus $3 shipping and handling, call 1-800-313-4678. Please allow 4 to 6 weeks for delivery. This message provided by the NCAA.
This halftime report is brought to you by VG.
Another big night here on ESPN. We've got the championship game going on. Then at 9 o'clock Eastern, the debut of Sunday Night Baseball here on ESPN between the White Sox and the Mariners. For a preview, let's go to John Miller.
Well, Robin, they've got Mariners Mania here in Seattle. 57,000 people will be here at the Kingdome tonight. And all around town, they're talking Mariners baseball. Never in the history of this franchise has an opening night been filled with such high expectations. And why not? They've got the big unit, Randy Johnson, the Cy Young Award winner on the mound, the batting champion, Edgar Martinez. Looks like a pretty solid ball club. And tonight, we'll also see the big hurt, Frank Thomas and the White Sox, Ken Griffey Jr., and the Mariners will be coming up right after the basketball game. Now, let's go back to you, Robin.
All right, John, the start of baseball, the end of basketball. The Lady Dogs down by 5 at the half. Back with the second half tip. ESPN's exclusive presentation of the NCAA Women's National Championship is brought to you by Prudential. Live well, make a plan, be your own rock.
Shaken, not stirred.
Nothing's more intense than slamming a deuce.
First, I said no, because the only time anyone messes with my hair is after winning the Super Bowl. But I really do have a serious dandruff problem, so I did it. I took the Denorex test. What they say is true. The Denorex side really did tingle. Nothing with Head & Shoulders.
Selsun Blue, T-Gel, Head & Shoulders, and Denorex all have effective dandruff medicine. But Denorex has an extra ingredient that tingles, makes your scalp feel fresh and clean.
Now I use Denorex. No more flakes, no more itch. You won't see me scratching my head in Miami.
Denorex, the serious dandruff shampoo.
You know, FedEx and the Dream Team have a lot in common. They're fast, we're fast. They've got moves, we've got a few moves of our own. We both spend a lot of time in the air. They get called for traveling, we travel when we're called. They're masters at gravity-defying slam and jam and foul line dunk. Well, okay, so they got us there. FedEx, proud sponsor of the USA Basketball Dream Team. Neat, huh?
If you watch me play.
If you watch me play, I will show you passion, teamwork, athleticism. If you watch me play, I will show you
intensity,
a desire to win, focus. If you watch me play, domination. I will show you flair,
the pure essence of basketball.
Passion. If you watch me play, watch me focus, intensity. I am only as good as my team.
Teamwork,
power,
a desire to win.
I will do whatever it takes to be a champion. I will show you.
If you watch me play.
If you watch me play.
And a packed Charlotte Coliseum has been watching them play some exciting basketball here at Charlotte Coliseum, the Women's National Championship game. We are 20 minutes away from finding out if Georgia will win its first national title or if Tennessee will win its fourth. For the second half, let's go back down to the floor. Mike Patrick and Ann Myers.
All right, thank you, Robin. The score, 42-37. The Lady Volunteers on top at the half. Welcome back to Charlotte, everybody. Mike Patrick along with Ann Myers and a cast of thousands here for the national championship game. Saudi around 3 in the first half. A tough shooting half, and you've got to give Tennessee credit for the defense.
No question. Latina Davis and Michelle Marciniak have been switching off on her on the man, and then they've been going to that zone, but she has struggled to get the ball, and it also has forced her maybe not to take good shot selection. The defense is keeping the ball out of her hands, and it's, when you don't have the ball in your hands and you're making bad decisions, it also wastes energy. And so what is happening, she's not getting her team involved. I think Lakeisha Fred has stepped things up, but Gino Auriemma said it best. Maybe she's put a little bit too much pressure on herself to win this championship for Andy Landers. And you can see she's 3 of 9 from the floor, only 8 points, but I see her to really step it up in the second half.
She had 8, but as you said, Lakeisha Fred really had a fine first half. She had 18 points to keep the Lady Bulldogs in it.
I think the reboundings were also a factor. Only 14 rebounds for Georgia and 23 for Tennessee.
Holzclaw, excellent penetration. The lead grows to 7. Holzclaw has 9. Brett didn't get her shot. Round 3, Davis bumping her at every opportunity. Shot clock at 6.
You can see the double team and making her spin. And when you make that spin, you want to take your shot. And what's happening, Tennessee is dropping back off the spin and getting good defensive position, which means she has to continue her dribble and spin back out of it.
Tennessee using a lot of hands on defense, too. Holmesclaw dumps it back to Johnson. Good skip pass to a wide-open Latina Davis.
And that's a big bucket for Davis. She was 0 for 5 in the first half, really worked hard on defense. And Georgia forced her to take shots that were out of her range. She stepped back into the 12-foot range.
See if the basket counts. It does, and the foul. And that's 3 on Henderson. Excuse me, it was Henderson's basket, obviously. First half stats. Tennessee with that big rebounding advantage. Again, they got 10 more shots from the floor and 13 points off their bench.
They had 13 offensive rebounds, so only 14 altogether for Georgia. And the bench, Pat Summitt knew coming in would have to be a key. They did not perform in the last time they played in January, and she felt that they really would have to be productive. Also, Brene Latson did not play in that game. She was out with a hip stress fracture.
Both teams becoming more and more aggressive on defense. Davis can't get the roll on this. Offensive rebound to Tiffany Johnson. Tiffany Johnson has 10. And once again, a 9-point lead for Tennessee.
In the Louisiana Tech game, Lakeisha Fred and Tracy Henderson said, look, we've really got to go to the boards and help our team out. There you see Fred coming out on defense and Passion Thompson getting the big board for Tennessee, which they have just controlled all game long. And there you see Pat Summitt talking Mickey DeMoss, one of her assistants of Passion Thompson, picking up her 3rd personal. But the inside play for Georgia, those post players have to pick up some kind of rebounding for their teammates.
Marciniak with a rebound off of Henderson's miss. Couldn't hit a 10-footer in the lead.
A lot of people didn't expect too much from Tennessee this year. They lost 5 seniors. Al Brown came into the coaching staff. They were young with Holzclaw. She really was, nobody knew anything about her, but the team has just pulled together.
Conklin is 3 for 3 from downtown. She has 11, and Tennessee has its biggest lead. Roundtree trying to take it on herself. Rolls it over the rim. Pat Summitt up and calling out what she wants in this set. Great start to the second half for the Lady Vols. Marciniak for 3. That would have been a killer.
It is with Davis there.
Latina Davis got the loose ball. She's fouled by Holland.
Nice pass inside to Conklin. She just steps right back out behind the three-point line. She has played a lot of post position, a lot of defensive post also, but this is where I think she's been most dangerous in helping the Lady Vols is that three-point shooting.
She has the third best single-season percentage in Tennessee history, shooting 40% coming into this game. She's hit 3 out of 3. And Latina Davis, who's a 72% free throw shooter, rims out on the first one.
Pat Summitt says Latina Davis is really has a huge heart, but Ambi Conklin has really come through 4 of 6 from the floor.
Davis misses them both. Offensive rebound, holds Claude. Davis gets it back. She missed. Brett with a rebound.
The two seniors that have played very, very well for their team, Sadia Roundtree and Latina Davis, struggling as far as scoring points.
Brett knocked away by Marciniak. Davis gives it back to her. Waits for Roundtree to go by and hits the shot. Michelle Marciniak has 8, and it's a 14-point lead.
And Marciniak is having a great championship game and tournament.
3 out of the corner will not go. Marciniak ahead of the pack. Bush trying to catch her. She can't, but Henderson was there.
She may have missed that, but give credit to Tennessee as far as Marciniak releasing an Abby Conklin senior down court. As Mimi Griffin said at halftime, Georgia is not getting any fast break points. No layups inside.
Bush, offensive foul. And they are just getting killed on the boards.
The fouls are really hurting. Andy Lander is very upset. Finally takes his jacket off the timeout.
The Tennessee fans in heaven. They lead by 14.
I come from the generation that always said, well, I'll be married, so I'll be taken care of. My goal in life was to be a beach bum. But at 50, I found myself alone, divorced. And I said, I'm going to open a ballet school. And it was wonderful. I took my money and invested it. I felt great. You know, it's a skill to manage life. You know, it scared the pajamas out of me.
Excuse me. Will you drop this back there?
Where?
In Nebraska.
Hey, why watch the Final Four alone when Sears can put you with a friend? Make that 3 friends and Final Four legends Cheryl Swoops and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Shoot! I could have made that shot!
But not on your couch. At the game! Come to Sears by March 30th and register to win 4 seats for next year's men's or women's Final Four, beside Kareem and Cheryl. Sure beats sitting behind them.
53-39. Tennessee by 14, 16-23 to go in the national championship. The Sears Directors Cup is the first ever cross-sectional all-sports national award for both men and women in the NCAA. These are the current standings. And, of course, Stanford, one of our participants in the Final Four, in second place right now. Tennessee with a 14-point lead and the ball. Holdsclaw forced that one from 15. Rebound to Roundtree. And she pushed it. Nice pass. Excellent fast break as Henderson finishes it off.
Great hustle by Henderson to get back down court. Help her teammate out.
And Roundtree could have easily taken the shot. She certainly hasn't been a selfish play. Brett's going to get out on Conklin now after she hit 3 for 3 from long range. Foul is going to be on Holland. She says, I never touched her.
Georgia finally gets a fast break going off a defensive rebound, and they have not created a lot of steals off their defense to get some penetration, but a nice lead pass to Henderson, good control to finish it off. And that's what Georgia really needs to do in the second half, is pick up the intensity on their defense. and create turnovers, create steals, try and get things going because it's like a feeding frenzy. They feed off those mistakes that the opponent has, and they have not been able to do it.
Well, Tina Davis has missed all 3 free throws, has only 2 points. In the NCAA tournament, she has averaged 17.8. So Tennessee with a 13-point lead, even though Davis is really off her offensive game.
She was also the MVP in the East Regionals.
Roundtree for 3. Highly unusual for her. She missed it badly. Brett comes out with a loose ball. She missed. Conklin with a rebound. Georgia right now seeming to rush everything. Still plenty of time to go. 15-18.
You can see Georgia has not picked up full court on any kind of man pressure defense or any kind of trapping. And there's an offensive rebound by Tennessee. Coming into this game, Pat Summitt talked about layup or setup. If they don't have the layup on a break situation, they can come back and set it up, make Georgia play defense.
Conklin. Conklin has 14 points. And it's a 16-point game.
In the last game that Georgia played where they beat them, they had 8 3-pointers and Tennessee only had 1.
Tracy Henderson scores inside to cut to 14. You get the feeling that right now Tennessee and Marciniak especially smell blood. A run here, they can put it away.
Oh, great
Marciniak
catch.
gets loose, missed the shot.
She missed a shot, but it was a great catch by her.
Roundtree. Holland. Nice head fake. She has the 3. Got it. Kedra Holland, Kedra Holland, excuse me, a 41.5% long-range shooter, one of the best in the country.
Well, you can't count this Georgia team out, that's for sure. Last year in the regional finals against Colorado, Kedra Holland hit 4 3-pointers to bring them back to beat Colorado.
Tina Davis tries a tough shot. There's the miss. Irwin with a rebound. The foul will be on Tiffany Johnson. That's only her first.
Pat Summitt upset at her point guard as far as coming down. You got to run the offense. Nice pump fake right here by Holland to get the defense to go by her. She's all set up, plenty of time, and that's what you talked about, Mike. Georgia had been rushing their shots, and they need more opportunities like that.
13:45 to go to a national title. They've got Irwin in there now, number 3. She's another good long-range shooter. Brett leans into one. Didn't get the bounce. Henderson. Tough offensive rebound. And Henderson now has a dozen.
With those long legs by Brett going down into the middle to get that shot off.
Got about halfway down the lane at a 45-degree angle. And they cut it to 9. Conklin. Oh, boy, 4 for 4 from 3-point range, and then you hear one bang off the glass.
She rushed that one.
Henderson was open for a second. Irwin missed her. Now Irwin tries it 3. And the rebound to Davis.
I don't think it's a shot that Georgia really wanted. They should have stayed in their offense a little bit longer, but they have got this crowd back into it.
Andy Landers comes out to talk to Irwin. He has seen his team scratch and claw its way back in here. They're down by 9.
Ocean Spray supports the Women's Sports Foundation. Women craving to be their best. To do their best. To drink the best. Craving Ocean Spray juice drinks. And that's cranberry at its best. Ocean Spray.
Some credit card companies promise you'll get a lot of mileage out of their cards. But at Discover Card, we offer something you can really use. The Cashback Bonus Award. In fact, we've given our card members over $500 million already. And the more you use your card, the more you get back. So the next time you travel, put more than just miles under your belt. It pays to Discover, the card that pays you back. Use it where you see the notice sign.
You know, everybody's allowed to be themselves. For me, example, I'm very feminine.
I just have to dig a little bit deeper when I feel like...
Why did this happen? I mean, I look at where I'm at now. There's a purpose. I mean, because I'm really blessed, but it's like...
The USA Basketball Women's National Team has many sides.
But no matter what I have to do whenever I step out on the court in order to win.
As a sponsor, Sears is proud to stand by all of them.
Thinking about you.
Tennessee 57-48 with 12:54 left. The Major League Baseball season opens up with ESPN Sunday Night Baseball. Two-time most valuable player Frank Thomas and the Chicago White Sox travel to Seattle to take on superstar Ken Griffey Jr. and Cy Young Award winner Randy Johnson tonight on ESPN. And the big unit gets the start tonight. Tough way to start your season if you have the bat in your hands.
You know, I'm sorry, Mike. The real difference I see for Georgia in this game, Saudi Roundtree, she's not having as much fun as she has in the other games that we've seen her. I mean, she's playing to the crowd and she's happy, and we haven't seen that kind of emotion.
Tiffany Johnson got the bucket on the great feed from Marciniak. He's having a tremendous game. Brett missed a shot, got it back, hammered. Johnson will pick up the personal, her second. And Lakeisha Fred will go to the free throw line.
Just a great pass inside to Fred. Nice little move right there, side steps, gets open, and she misses a shot. Looks like Johnson gets a hand on it, and looks like a big block. Fred's excited because I think the post players for Georgia really need to step up, and Andy Landers knows that too. They're going to go inside and maybe try and get some fouls against the Tennessee post players.
Fred had 18 points in the first half. She has not scored in 7 minutes and 31 seconds of the second half. She was an 88% free throw shooter coming into the semifinals. She hit only 4 of 10 in that game. Her percentage dropped all the way from 88.2 to 83.5.
Well, there's no question that people know that she's a great ball player. I mean, Saudi Roundtree has gotten so much exposure being the Naismith Player of the Year, but Lakeisha Fred went to the World Championships this year and averaged over 18 points a game for the United States.
Saw her family enjoying her performance tonight, but Holdsclaw couldn't be counted to the other end. Shamiqua Holdsclaw has 11, and the lead is 11.
Tennessee has done a really good job after a made basket, getting the ball out very quickly. When we talk about transition defense for Tennessee, Georgia has to do the same thing.
Roundtree somehow got it into Henderson, and Georgia certainly seems to have found their offense again after the period where they rushed everything.
The pressure was coming from defensively from Tennessee as far as the perimeter game, and they were having a tough time getting the ball into their post players.
Marciniak trying to take push. Conklin, nice feed inside, holds ball. Couldn't get the roll in Roundtree. The littlest player on the court got up there for the board.
Henderson got a piece of that.
Brett spun out on her, and the rebound of Passion Thompson.
Well, it's hard for Georgia because we talk about their perimeter players are very good offensive rebounders, but when Fred is out there taking the shot, it takes her away from the offensive glass.
Approaching the 11-minute mark. Tennessee is led by as many as 16. Right now they're up by 9. And Roundtree in there trying to front Holdsclaw. For the walk it is. Tennessee bench did not like the call, but it looked pretty good from this angle.
Roundtree is very aggressive on Holdsclaw. She has guarded every size player throughout this season, and she guarded Holdsclaw earlier in the year, and you see how aggressive she is. She makes Holdsclaw, uses a lot of hands, gets her away from the ball. They call the 3 seconds.
She's a tough little player, boy. She doesn't take anything from anybody. Roundtree, the team's leading scorer, leading assist, and also second leading rebounder, third leading rebounder, excuse me. Marciniak nearly had another steal. Nice pass against the front. They'll go to Henderson again. Under pressure, she missed it. Davis with a rebound. 5 from Latina Davis.
defensive play. Give credit to Roundtree, but not to Latina Davis. We're going to see the replay down here where you see Holtzclaw, again, working hard, the Georgia defense being all around, but Davis kept Roundtree by Conklin, so it enabled Georgia to pull the double team.
9-point lead. Roundtree trying to penetrate, then kicks it off to Bush. Her shot, an air ball. Brett with a rebound. Didn't get the roll. Puts it up again. Brett really upset with herself after hustling so hard for the rebound and then blowing the shot.
Brett is really getting good shots at the basket. It's not falling for her. But also notice the Tennessee defense. They are shutting Roundtree off on the penetration and forcing her to kick it back out.
Boy, Marciniak getting mugged by Bush. And finally looks at the official as if to say, what took you so long? That's 2 on Bush. And official Sally Bell just told Bush enough demonstration about not getting the foul.
Marciniak squaring up and a lot of body contact, and Marciniak's got to be careful too. I don't think there's much, but Marciniak with that ponytail flying around, and she's just whipping her body around. I think the officials saw that it might have been a little rougher than it seemed.
That's a good point.
Looks like a little foul. And the hair to whip around.
Here's a whistle before the shot. It's going to be a hold if Marciniak buried a jumper, but it won't count.
Lady Bulldogs getting a little frustrated as far as the fouls are concerned. They need to keep their emotions in check as far as not getting any technical.
Follows on Brandy Decker, the junior from North Minneapolis, Minnesota, gets her 3rd. Lost it out of bounds, but it's last touched by Georgia. 61-52, we're down to 9:34 left. Both teams have committed 5 fouls here in the second half. Blackstone trying to drive against Brett. Rebound goes to Decker, but she threw it right to Holtzclaw. Offensive rebound, Thompson. And this is going to be Decker over the back. Randy Decker just got her 4th.
Decker came up with a big offensive rebound, or a defensive rebound for Georgia, and she lost her balance, could not get the ball to Roundtree. Holtzclaw comes up with it, and then all of a sudden Passion Thompson, another offensive rebound. The Lady Vols have been killing Georgia on the offensive board.
And they get a new 30 seconds, and this is Henderson with a reach-around foul. That's her 3rd. That'll put him with a bonus, and Andy Landers just exploded off the bench on that one. They certainly can't lose her.
And Andy Landers knows that fouls are important, that Henderson has played a big game. He's had to sit her on the bench in the past because of foul trouble. She had 2 early in the first half where she did sit quite a bit. And she has played strong in the second half. I think she almost came out with an attitude of like, it's my last game this year. I got to go out and play.
Thompson approaching a double-double. She had 7 this year. 8 points and 6 rebounds off the bench in the semifinal. Missed the second one. Rebound goes to Brett. 62-52. Bulldogs need a bucket. Set shot by Decker. Short. Marciniak with a rebound.
And Georgia's taking those outside shots. They're going to the basket, but they just can't get inside or outside off those long rebounds.
Last 2:30, they have missed all 8 field goal opportunities. Holtzclaw, nice hesitation step. Didn't get the roll. Thompson with a foul. All set up by the penetration. The lead back to a dozen.
Well, Georgia better decide who is playing Passion Thompson as far as screening her off the boards. Somebody's got to step up defensively.
Tried to get it to Henderson. Nice catch to keep it from going out of bounds. But Henderson missed the shot. And Holtzclaw with a long rebound. Decker nearly had it off the offensive glass.
Tennessee has made Georgia play the tempo of the game. They have slowed things down to make them play defense in the half court.
Marciniak tries to hit a 17-footer after she passed up the 3. Another rebound to Decker.
And this is what Georgia wants to do, is push it up the court.
Roundtree really off on her shooting. That's the second three that she missed badly. And the ball's out of bounds to Tennessee. 7:53 left in the national championship game. Tennessee by 12.
A friend of mine.
Dear children, when your dad passed away, it was devastating, with so many decisions to make at a time when I felt so vulnerable. This morning, I met with our funeral director and made the arrangements for my funeral. His Reflections Planning Guide made everything easy. I even took care of the cost. I hope you will find these arrangements comforting. I know I do. Love, Mom.
Call McAvoy Funeral Home today, serving Henry County best since 1901.
Stability, selection, service. For over 50 years, Morgan Furniture has built a solid reputation for bringing you the best in quality home furnishings and floor covering. Brands like Broyhill, Bassett, Sealy, Lazy Boy, Rock City, and Meadowcraft provide for a large in-store selection. The staff at Morgan Furniture provides helpful advice, too, to guarantee your satisfaction. In-store financing is available, as well as free delivery. Morgan Furniture is proud of their reputation for stability, selection, and service.
Hey, Dan. What's wrong?
Hey, Grant. Bad show. Hair looked bad, teleprompter went down, made some mistakes on some highlights.
I got something to cheer you up.
Thanks, Grant. I appreciate it.
No problem, man.
7:53 to go in the Women's National Championship game. Tennessee by 12. And right now, Georgia is its own worst enemy. In the last 4 minutes, the Lady Bulldogs have missed all 10 of their field goal attempts. And they are just being hammered on the boards everywhere. Look at the offensive rebounds, 18 to 10 and 36 points to 20 inside.
That's the game right there. It's the shot selection. I think they have had some good shots inside. Saudi Roundtree, though, Tennessee has done a number on her as far as forcing her to take shots. Georgia would like to run. You can see regular season 16 points, only 8 points tonight in the tournament, 21 points. She wants to run. She wants to get her team going. She has not been able to do that because they haven't controlled the defensive boards, and they can't get it going. So when they come down, she wants to take a shot. She's missing the outside shot. When she wants to penetrate, there's a Lady ball right there to cut it off, so she has to kick it back out to her teammate.
I was really stunned by the two that she missed that badly from long range, because what we've seen of her in the tournament, she's just an incredible shooter. Here comes the pressure, trying to turn it up a notch with only 7:53 to go.
Well, there's no question that she is a champion, and she is playing like a champion. Things may not be going her way numbers-wise, but she's playing her heart out.
Tiffany Johnson to inbound. Nicely officiated game tonight. Sally Bell, Dee Cantor, and Violet Palmer.
They really have done a good job. And it's nice to see the ladies out there.
Johnson to inbound. They push it ahead to Marciniak. Marciniak goes right in. Called for travel.
Great support by Pat Summitt on the bench, clapping her hands. Okay, that's okay, because of the fact that even though Marciniak traveled, she was the aggressor. She went after the shot. And that's what she has liked about her the 3 years that she has had her. She wants to take the last shot to win it or lose it.
Better than the 2-to-1 ratio assist to turnovers in the tournament. Henderson can't get the roll. The rebound to Conklin. Tennessee just owns the board.
There was so much talk about the Stanford team that they have the big players inside, and Georgia did a great job against Stanford close players. But as you said, Tennessee with 2-3 players, they have owned it because they lost some big-time players last year.
Cinderella with a chance for a three-point play. Boy, she loves that little skip step, too.
It's a big-time move right here. She comes right back, no hesitation, and spins right past the defense, trying to get some help. No good.
Keegra Holland picks up her third foul. Oh, that's sweet. 10 points for Marciniak. And Holzclaw loving every minute of it. 5 assists you see on the night. Marciniak doesn't get the bounce.
Brene Laston was in there, almost got an offensive rebound for Tennessee.
A lot of the Georgia players right now, I don't know if they're fatigued or not, but they're flat-footed underneath.
I think they're trying to make adjustments. I think the defense for Tennessee has really changed things up and forced Georgia to do things that they don't want to do. They're not able to get the ball inside of their big players within their offense when they want it, and then they're on the perimeter taking shots that really maybe they don't want.
Roundtree fouled by Latina Davis. That's only the 6th team foul.
Tennessee playing the zone, and Roundtree kind of standing up on top.
Holland missed the three. Henderson, there's a good rebound, but she blew the layup.
What happens when Roundtree goes to the basket, she goes to the free throw line, and she's not going inside. She's a good rebounder, too, for this Georgia team. She needs to get close to the basket.
You may be less than 7 minutes away from a very loud version of Rocky Top if this holds. And Tiffany Johnson bangs another one in. 14 for Tiffany Johnson. That matches the largest lead of the game for Tennessee. Knocked away. Marciniak with the steal after Davis deflected it. And Pat Summitt says, slow it down. Let's burn some of that clock.
These two teams met in the semifinals last year with Tennessee winning 73-51 to put them in the championship game against Connecticut.
Conklin, top of the circle. This one's knocked away by Holland. Marciniak got it back. Holland got it back from her. The bucket and the foul. What a play by Holland. Georgia has not scored until that bucket since the 11:53 mark in this game. That was huge.
And talk about the intensity by Andy Landers. Great hustle by Kedra Holland. She wants to get this team going. She's been shut out a little bit. Michelle Marciniak reaches back, but great finish by Holland. And Andy Landers calling his players on like, get over here. 17 years at Georgia. He's done a wonderful job. He's going to get this team back into it.
Holland completes the three-point play. 68-55. They have not lost a televised game this year. Holzclaw trying to beat Holland down court. Holland got a piece of it. They'll call a foul on Holland, and that's a tough break for her. The official who was closest to it and looked like had the best angle did not make the call.
Kedra Holland just hustling back on defense. She felt she got all ball with Holzclaw cutting to the basket to her right. Holzclaw, very good player as a freshman player of the year, Kodak All-American, comes back to the right side. She swings it back down low. Nothing but ball by Holland, but doesn't matter. Holzclaw's going to the line.
Holzclaw, 71% free throw shooter. Hits the first, has another. She's been in double-figure scoring now 33 times in 36 games and has a double-double tonight.
She has played with such poise as a freshman all season long.
All-time leading freshman scorer and rebounder in Tennessee history.
The one player that Pat Summitt compared her to was Bridget Gordon. Not too shabby a comparison.
70-55. They really need Roundtree now. Irwin, good three-point shooter. That's a three. Pam Irwin shoots. Has a mandate from Andy Landers. If you're in the gym and you're open, shoot. 70-58. Plenty of time left. 5:27. Jolly tries to go baseline. Little scoop shot. Pretty play by Kelly Jolly, the freshman from Sparta, Tennessee. Her first two. Holland for three. And they have to start falling now in strings.
No question, and that's a good shot by Holland. She has to stay in the game also. She's got 4 fouls, but Irwin's got to hit some shots. They're capable of doing it. If they miss those, they've got to get some people under there for some offensive boards.
Right now, Pat Summitt with a nice coaching move has Marciniak getting a breather on the bench while they hang on to this lead. Tiffany Johnson now has 16 points.
Georgia has struggled all game long as far as what to do against Passion Thompson and Tiffany Johnson down low.
Irwin nicked the rim on the way by with a three, and now Tennessee will milk the clock.
Cam Irwin in that first game was 4 of 5 from three-point range. And when you're down as much as this, they were not down in their first game by as many points. And they made the big plays. They came up with a lot of rebounds, and they hit the three-point shots when they needed to. They've got to do it in this game.
Nice defense at the other end by Irwin. We'll get it in, and the basket by Tracy Henderson.
That's a nice move by Henderson. She's got to be more aggressive going to the basket.
74-60. The foul will be on Henderson. That's her fourth. Holland really couldn't be that aggressive on the double team because she already had four.
No, and that's where you've got to be smart, too, in helping your team and knowing how many fouls you have and what you mean to this team out on the floor. If you're going to pick up a foul as a post player, pick it up when you're down low on defense. Not on a trap on a press. Because now it's going to handcuff her as far as to try and play any kind of post defense.
Andy Landers is going to have to play every card he has right now with 4:01 left on the clock, down by 14. Jolly has hit 5 out of 6 free throws in the NCAA this year.
In the tournament, she's shooting over 70% from the floor.
Missed the first, but 2 offensive rebounds, the basket, and the foul. That is the story of Tennessee's play against Georgia tonight. They have just destroyed the Lady Bulldogs on the glass.
Well, this is where Georgia's been so tough all year long, going to the free throw line. But in this game, it's been all Tennessee. And the reason being, going to the offensive glass, they're getting second and third and fourth shots at the basket. And this Tennessee team is compared, Pat Summitt feels, to the 87 team where nobody expected much out of them.
And Marciniak, the senior, you saw how thrilled she is. The chances of going out with a national title getting brighter all the time.
I come from the generation that always said, well, I'll be married, so I'll be taken care of. My goal in life was to be a beach bum. But at 50, I found myself alone, divorced. And I said, I'm going to open a ballet school. And it was wonderful. I took my money and invested it. I felt great. You know, it's a skill to manage life. You know, it scared the pajamas out of me.
I am one with my Pizza Hut Rawlings game ball. I am a human highlight film. I am awesome. But I ate the whole pizza that comes with the ball. So I am incredibly slow.
I'm leaving. The game ball, $4.99 with any pizza. Keep the ball, share the pizza.
Fool, you'll love the stuff we're made of.
If you let me play.
If you let me play sports.
I will like myself more. I'll have more self-confidence.
If you let me play sports.
If you let me play. If you let me play. I'll be 60% less likely to get breast cancer. I will suffer less depression.
If you let me play sports.
I will be more likely to leave a man with beef. If you let me play.
I'll be less likely to get pregnant before I want to.
I will learn.
I will learn what it means to be strong.
To be strong.
If you let me play. Play sports.
If you let me play sports.
Tennessee on the verge of its 4th national championship, leading 77-60 with only 3:56 to go. Here's the Prudential storyline from Charlotte. Georgia has hit only 4 out of 18 from long range. It has been a shooting struggle for Saudia Roundtree. Tennessee 42 points inside, and Shamiqua holds ball. 16 points, 14 boards.
And does it very quietly. You don't even notice that she's coming up with those boards and coming up with those points. And when you score inside, you don't notice them as much.
Time running out for Saudia Roundtree, the National Player of the Year, and her Georgia teammates.
And also give credit, we talk about this Tennessee defense as far as keeping the ball out of Roundtree's hands. We said early in the game that she's got to take a lot of shots.
Skip passes are trying for threes now. Bush with an air ball. Here's the follow by Henderson. Won't go, and Ashlyn Thompson with another rebound. That's her 11th. The entire front line for Tennessee may end up in double figures in rebounds before we're finished. First team out rebounded them 63-30, but lost. Davis got by Roundtree, foul on the way, and no basket. They wave off the basket foul before the shot.
Well, Tina Davis has not scored that much but she has played tough defense. She's got 7 rebounds already in this game, and Saudi Roundtree has struggled, but Andy Landers can't be more prouder of the way his team has performed all season long.
There is a mystique if you're familiar with women's basketball. We don't need to remind you about this, but for those of you who are tuning in maybe for one of the few times to see the ladies play, there is a mystique about Tennessee basketball, and it all goes to Pat Summitt, Ann.
She's been there 22 years, won the national championship in 87, 89, 91, has been to 9 Final Fours in 15 years, and she is the queen.
Only won 595 games coming in tonight,
I mean,
22 years.
She can do anything. They've talked about to her about being governor of the state of Tennessee. She's got a brother that's in the state legislature, and he's like, well, what do you think? You could make some changes.
Davis with a reach in, trying to get the steal, comes out with it. It's all gone right for Tennessee, and they have certainly earned it tonight.
I think what's got to be gratifying for this team, a lot of people preseason picked up number 6 and even thought even longer. And she talked about the comparison in 87 when they had Sheila Frost and Bridget Gordon and great players, and they came back just overachievers and very determined to come back and win a championship.
And think about this, number 6 in the SEC wouldn't be bad at all. There's Davis scoring again. They love to drive the right side. Latina Davis with 7. And the only thing in doubt right now is the final score. It's 81-60, Lady Ball.
See the defense by Tennessee. This time, Saudi Roundtree finally went through on his own. She's been standing up top, and has not been cutting very much.
Lakeisha Fred has had a brilliant game tonight. Give her now 22 points. But that bucket, all it does is cut the lead back to 19. Less than 2 minutes to go.
Ocean Spray supports the Women's Sports Foundation. Women craving to be their best. To do their best. To drink the best. Craving the surprisingly sweet taste of Ocean Spray Ruby Red and Tangerine Grapefruit Juice drink. Ocean Spray.
In racing, there's no margin for error. The crew follows the same procedures every time the car pulls into the pits. It's the same way at Jiffy Lube. We follow the same strict procedures more than 50,000 times a day. It's your assurance that when you bring your car to Jiffy Lube, the job will be done right. And Jiffy Lube offers Pennzoil. Jiffy Lube, the world's most experienced oil changers. That's why if it doesn't say Jiffy Lube, it just isn't Jiffy Lube.
It all comes down to this, a tournament punctuated by frenetic activity, intensity, and emotion, all focused upon the chance to climb the last mountain. Now it's time to see who will get to raise their hands above all the rest.
And she's been there quite a few times.
Been there, done that. Tennessee now just trying to play keep away. They've been in all 15 NCAA-sponsored championship tournaments. The 6th time in the championship game. Of course, they lost last year to Connecticut in the title game. And 87, 89, 91, you can now add 96 to that list for Pat Summitt and the Lady Vols. Bush and Marciniak, the Quintet senior. She's going to go out with bruises all over the place. RB and Tyler Summitt, her husband and son, really enjoying this ride.
Great supporters. all the Lady Vols supporters are.
Nearly another turnover knocked away by Passion Thompson. 5 Tennessee players in double figures tonight. Holzclaw was 16, Johnson was 16, Conklin 14, Thompson a dozen, and Marciniak 10. What a beautifully balanced performance they have turned in tonight, and especially on defense. They've been so tough.
No question. Georgia really has struggled with their shot selections. They're not hitting their outside shots. They are a good shooting team, but Tennessee's defense really stifled them. And Georgia's defense never got going.
No. A team that seems to feed off of some of those easy buckets, and they didn't get any. Shot clock at 9. Here comes the double team, and the foul call was 7 on the shot clock.
You know, you talk about the history of Pat Summitt and what she has accomplished with Tennessee. She's got 10 Olympians, along with Carla McGee and Nikki McCray that are on the team now on the national team. She's got 14 Kodak All-Americans. She has 29 former players here, and 12 of them are head coaches that have played for her.
That's remarkable.
And you look at Al Brown, who we saw was on the bench this year. He coached the men's game for 18 years, and he is the only person to be in a men's championship game as a coach, as an assistant at Purdue when they played in '69 against UCLA. We won't say who won. Coach wasn't. And for Pat Summitt.
Holland, Roundtree, and Henderson come out of the ball game as Andy Landers clears his bench. Pat Summitt will soon do the same thing, so everyone else on the roster will have a chance to play in the national title game. Kim Thompson, number 22, comes in. Kendi Taylor, number 24, is on the court. And Tracy Walls, number 50. And there's the rebound to Tiffany Walker.
You've really got to give credit to all the teams that came back to the Final Four. And for Georgia to come into the championship game, they had a mission all year long. Things didn't go their way in this final game, but they had a fabulous year. Everybody will be back except Saudi Roundtree. And he's got Keisha Brown, who was the player of the year in Georgia this year, going to Georgia. But Saudi Roundtree, there is no disappointment, no shame in what she has done for the game this year.
She's been a tremendous player, and of course, she promised the national championship when she was recruited. She got as close as you possibly could without winning it. She got them here. And now Pat Summitt clears her bench. And the fans on their feet here at the sold-out Charlotte Coliseum. Marciniak gets the big hug, and deservedly, what a great player she has been for the Lady Volunteers.
A lot of people thought it was a love-hate relationship between her and Pat Summitt, but I tell you, they love each other now.
Jolly's still on the court. She gives it up to Lori Milligan, who checked in for the first time. Misty Green is also out here. And Kim Smallwood trying to get everybody in, and Milligan trying to get in the stat book. Smallwood with a rebound, and she is fouled with 18 seconds left to go. With her 4th title tonight, Pat Summitt joins a rather elite group. The master, John Wooden, with 10. The greatest coaching job in any sport at any time there will ever be. Adolph Rupp had 4 for Kentucky. Pat Summitt wins her 4th tonight, and you saw Bob Knight with 3.
And I think Pat can coach for another 10, 15 years. There's no question that she can coach as long as she wants to.
Free throw is missed.
And win a bunch more championships.
And I'm sure her opponents in the coaching profession believe you are absolutely right. They would like to wave her off into retirement. That's it. Tennessee has won the national championship. Michelle Marciniak waiting for those last few ticks of the clock to work off and knows the national title is hers. And Pat Summitt wins the 4th of her sparkling career. For Saudia Roundtree, no matter how many individual honors you get, the championship that gets away is the most painful of all for her and her Georgia teammates. Let's go to Nancy Lieberman-Klein. Nancy?
Well, I have the winning coach right here, Pat Summitt. It seems that teams that beat you when it counts, like breaking your winning streaks at home, or maybe breaking the 44-game SEC winning streak, these things bother you. Your game plan was perfect.
Well, I think you learn from that situation. You learn from your losses, and this basketball team is real special. And today they came in, they carried the game plan out almost to perfection, and I'm happy for them because they're the ones that went out and made things happen for us as a team and as a program.
You said in practice yesterday, layup or set up, rebound, and just make sure you don't throw the ball away. Could you be any more pleased with the execution throughout the ball game?
No, I thought we got a lot of good looks in the first half, and I knew Georgia would make a run on us. So proud that we were able to handle their pressure, and I think our mentality of layup or setup got us a lot of easy shots.
Also, the switching of the defenses, you came out playing some man, but I really thought the zone defense just bottled up Roundtree and everybody else on the perimeter.
Nancy, you know I've been a man-to-man person all my life, but I like to win, and I feel like this team has really been our best zone team in my 22 years, and our zone defense is real key in us being able to win a national championship.
Okay, you know this better than anybody. Leadership starts at the top in the point guard position. Michelle, I said it the other day, you have never played finer in your career.
Thank you. I don't really know what to say. I'm just so happy. I'm really happy for Pat and my teammates and staff. We've worked so hard this whole year, and a lot of people haven't expected a lot out of us, and we proved to everybody that we could do it. And I don't know. I feel like crying. I don't know what to do.
Now, during the season, really the rap on you is that everybody knew you were a very good basketball player, but against the Rosatis and against the Roundtrees, they maybe had the advantage. You certainly stepped it up with your intensity, your defense, and your offensive leadership.
Pat and I talked at length about the role for me on this team, and it was as a leader, and it didn't matter if I scored. It didn't matter really what I did as long as we won, and as long as I got the job done, got the ball in people's hands, and that's what I tried to do this whole year, and it paid off.
Well, she's been very unselfish. We have Shamiqua Holdsclaw come in now. It's a great player, get a lot of recognition, and we could not do that unless we had an unselfish senior class, and it started with Michelle and filtered down with Latina. They've been awesome.
Well, congratulations on the championship, Mike.
All right, thank you, Nancy, and our player of the game. From Nike, Shamiqua Holdsclaw, 16 points. She had 6 out of 16 from the floor and had a crushing 14 rebounds for the Lady Volunteers. We will be back with more, including the awards presentation at the National Championship game in just a moment.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of the NCAA Women's National Championship is brought to you by Nike, who encourages you to participate in the lives of America's youth.
Nobody.
Because you want all movies, all the time. The Movie Channel. A big hit that you may have missed. Or a classic that you want to see again. The Movie Channel. Just the way you want. Without a break, without a cut. The Movie Channel. Because you love movies, the Movie Channel.
If you've got 4 walls and a ceiling,
you may have a room for change.
Join Joanne Liebler and guest designers for ideas on how to give your room a total makeover.
Color is what we're going to pump into this room.
See the changes take place through time-lapse video with before and after comparisons. Find out how color, furnishings, and accessories can improve the look and comfort of your home. Watch Room for Change with Joanne Liebler.
And consistent.
It's one of the biggest senior PGA Tour events of the year. The Tradition, presented by Scott's. Thursday live at 3 p.m. only on ESPN.
You know what the FBI should do to find out if someone's a spy? Ask them what they watch on Wednesday and Sunday nights. And if someone mentions a sitcom or a news magazine, then you know it's an anti-American affiliation.
Last year, Northwest and KLM launched a better international service, World Business Class, to those responsible for a great first year. Go on, take a bow.
The Tennessee Lady Vols, with Pat Summitt at the helm, their 4th national title and their first since 1991. The senior, Latina Davis, enjoying the post-activities. Ken Griffey Jr. and the Mariners. We open up baseball here on ESPN. Tonight, baseball, the debut, and the debut of Major League Baseball that's coming up at 9 o'clock Eastern. My goodness, the Tennessee Lady Vols have done it for a 4th time. You talked about it, Mimi, all game long about the tempo, and pretty much Tennessee had its way. Give Georgia some credit. At the end of the first half, they made a run. In the second half, they went on a 7-0 run. It was a 16-point lead. They got it back down to 9, but tempo really on the side of Tennessee in this game.
That's right, Robin. I got to tell you what, though, this was supposed to be a bit of a rebuilding year for Tennessee, and wouldn't you know it, that Pat Summitt and her Lady Vols would just go out and win a national championship in the year they're supposed to rebuild. But Pat Summitt said it best. They executed their game plan to perfection. Tempo was at the top of the list. Pat Summitt wanted to make sure that they played at their speed, and they did the entire game. Rebounding. She loves saying that rebounding wins championships, and I got to tell you, it certainly proved itself in tonight's game.
They pretty much controlled the boards at will. Nancy Lieberman Klein is down courtside with a very happy R.B. Summitt, the husband of Pat Summitt.
Robin, these are very happy family members. R.B. at halftime, we talked about how Tennessee was playing so well, and very eloquently, Tyler gave us the adjustments in the locker room. You have 4 titles now. Which one is the sweetest?
Nancy, I don't know whether I can say any of them sweeter than the others. The first one was wonderful because we'd been here so many times and hadn't won. This one's great. We've got 2 senior guards, and nobody picked us this year, and you always like to prove the critics wrong. This team pulled together, and it's going to be hard to ever beat this one, I'll tell you. Charlotte's done a great job.
We talked about how really this was supposed to be a rebuilding year for Tennessee when you lose Ward Johnson and the All-American Nikki McRae. And Pat does it again. What's the magic?
I think we have a good system. We've got great assistant coaches, obviously good players, great fan support, and the University of Tennessee can't be beat.
Did anybody ever think that Chamique Holtzclaw would be able to come up and play at the level she did as a freshman?
No, probably not as a freshman and not in the SEC. You know how tough it is. But I think that's what got us ready for this series of 6 games, was playing in that conference.
Well, congratulations.
Well, thank you. Thanks, ESPN.
Back to Robin.
All right, Nan, thank you very much. You got to talk a little bit about Georgia. They love to run with the ball, and Tennessee refused to allow them to run.
Yeah, no question that Tennessee actually did what they wanted to do, but that Tyler, he's a great strategist, isn't he?
Hey, you can hear what's going on. You want to get a part of the ceremony? Let's go down and see a part of the ceremony. International, Michelle Marciniak, just named to the all-tournament team. A sea of orange here inside Charlotte Coliseum. Back with more post-ceremonies in a moment.
Excuse me. Can you drop this back there?
Where?
In Nebraska.
Once upon a time, three girls went to Rocksteady for a pickup game.
Oh, we got next.
Lisa is the center of U.S. women's basketball team. Cheryl's a forward. Dawn's a point guard.
Shoot that, Cheryl. Take the jumper, Lisa. We'll take it. Good game, good game. He can't shoot either.
And this isn't a fairy tale, so they didn't beat every guy. But they beat enough to say, basketball is basketball, athletes are athletes.
Being a parent is all about being there, whether it's a homecoming game or something as important as a college education. State Farm understands that. That's why State Farm Life Insurance makes sense. It's a smart way to help secure your children's future if something ever happened to you. See your State Farm agent for life insurance that's right for your family. It'll help make sure that all your dreams will be protected, like helping your children realize theirs.
State Farm understands life.
A lot of celebrating going here for the Tennessee Lady Vols. They have just won their 4th national title. And Nancy Lieberman-Klein is down, Ann Myers is down with a very happy Shamika Holtzclaw. Annie?
No question, 16 points and 14 rebounds. What was the strategy for you to come in against this Georgia team when they were hyped as far as how strong they were in the post position and their good perimeter players?
Coach Sherman wanted me to go out there and play the best defense I could. Against UConn, I got beat too many times, and it cost our team. So I didn't want to be the one that let our team down, so my focus was defense and rebounds.
When did things turn around for you? It seemed like the Ole Miss game, after that loss, Pat Summitt called you guys in and talked to you.
Yeah, she told us we were selfish, that we weren't giving our all to the team. No one wanted to step up and be a go-to player. And then, the leadership we have on our team, everyone just focused and settled down and said, we're going to be the go-to players as a team.
You talked about it. A lot of people had heard about the tough times at Tennessee as far as ups and downs, and what's it feeling like now?
It feels great, man. I'm happy to be here. God bless Tennessee and my family and everyone. It's just great. I'm glad I made the decision to come here. There's no better program because Coach Summitt and her staff is there for you on and off the court.
Well, the SEC and everybody else has got to contend with you for 3 more years. Congratulations on a great year, Shamika.
Thank you, man.
Okay, Robin, back to you.
All right, Annie, thank you very much. And Shamika Holtzclaw really gave difficulties to the Georgia Lady Bulldogs. Our Beth Mowins is down now with Andy Landers, the head coach of the Lady Dogs.
Thank you very much, Robin. Coach Landers, it seemed in the second half, every time you guys were ready to make a run or needed a big basket, there was just a lid on the hoop for you.
Well, I thought we had some good looks at the basket in the second half. We even had some close looks from under the basket. But, as you mentioned, they seemed like they wanted to roll off. But I think that probably means we didn't shoot them well enough.
Talk a little bit about the rebounding. This is the second time you've faced these guys this year, and they've had the advantage over you. Do they do anything in particular that makes them so effective?
Well, they're just a really strong basketball team inside. And then, they're going to at times have 2 post players out there that's probably 6'3", 6'4", 200 pounds. And then you have Holtzclaw with tremendous athleticism crashing from the outside. And we didn't do a good job at times of getting bodies on them. And when that happens, it hurts you. The other thing that happened, we were doing too much rotating defensively, and we're rotating off of people. So there was no one there to box her out, and she was getting a free shot back at it.
Was there anything you were trying to do in the second half to try and free up Saudi and get her back on track?
Well, I wanted us to do a better job offensively of running through our stuff. We did too much, I think, the first half of no pass or one pass and a quick shot. Some of that probably had to do with the defense, but I would just, particularly against the zone, I just wanted us to pass, cut through, get the ball moving, because I thought it would help us get to the offensive boards, but also make our kids more comfortable.
All right, thank you very much. Coach Landers, now back up to you, Robin.
All right, Beth, thank you very much. With me, Pat Summitt, and the most valuable player of this Final Four, Michelle Marciniak. A very special guest. We'll talk to them when we come back. Don't forget, we've got Major League Baseball coming up at the top of the hour. Frank Thomas and the White Sox about to take on the Mariners at 9 o'clock Eastern. Come on back, everyone.
I come from the generation that always said, well, I'll be married, so I'll be taken care of. My goal in life was to be a beach bum. But at 50, I found myself alone, divorced. And I said, I'm going to open a ballet school. And it was wonderful. I took my money and invested it. I felt great. You know, it's a skill to manage life. You know, it scared the bejabbers out of me.
Back here in Charlotte Coliseum with a very happy Pat Summitt and Michelle Marciniak. I promised a very special guest, and I am going to deliver. The President of these United States, Bill Clinton, is on the line to talk to you. Mr. President, what do you think about these Lady Vols?
I thought they were pretty great. I enjoyed watching the game. I saw every play, and I've seen a lot of the tournament, and I want to congratulate Coach Summitt and Michelle and the whole team. They were just fabulous.
Thank you, President Clinton. We're excited, and we're excited that you've watched and that you've made this call. It's special for us.
Mr. President.
A tribute to you and the whole program, and I have an extra dose of gratitude because you made Vice President Gore so happy.
You tell him thanks for his fax. We got it. We appreciate he and Tipper taking time to send us that. And Governor Sundquist is here today, so it's a big day for Tennessee.
It's a great day for Tennessee, and every one of your teammates, I know you're proud of all of them, and they really played as a team tonight, and I think that's what carried you through the tournament.
Oh, no question. I thought we had individuals step up, but most importantly, we played as a team, and we've done that. We've played well together, and it started with this young lady on my left. Michelle has done a tremendous job as a leader.
She was wonderful tonight, and I've admired her. I've watched her all year long very closely, and I must say, I wish you could give us all some tips about how to rebound up here in Washington. We'd do a lot better job.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. President, thank you very much.
Thanks for calling.
Mr. President was here a couple of years ago in his Arkansas Razorback right here, so he knows about national titles like you've won your fourth. Congratulations very much.
Thank you.
Let's take a look at some highlights from your victory over the Georgia Lady Bulldogs, their fourth national title for Tennessee. Early on, Lakeisha Frett, there was a story for the Lady Dogs. She had 18 first-half points, but Georgia was hurt by Saudia Roundtree. She was totally ineffective. What do you think about her early play, Pat?
Well, I really thought Latina did an excellent job of playing over her left hand. She loves to go left, and fortunately for us, we were able to take that away. But Frett was so big. I mean, she stepped up and took advantage of one-on-one penetration. Abby Conklin had some great offensive plays. When things were shut down inside, she faced up and made a difference for us.
She hit her first 4 three-pointers, and then it was Keisha Holland hitting the three to get the Dogs back in it. But Tennessee, Pat, you just dominated the boards.
Well, you know, we've said offense sells tickets, defense wins games, rebounds win championships. So this is a big day for us on the boards, and as a result, the championship.
And unfortunately for the Lady Dogs, Roundtree could never get into it, but for Michelle Marciniak to play Saudia Roundtree like that must have been very exciting to come out on top like that.
Yes, it was. I was just really proud of Latina. I mean, she guarded her most of the game, and I took her some, but our team they did a tremendous job tonight, and our team won this basketball game. There was no one person that outshined anybody else. I mean, we got her as a team, and we won it together, and you know, ever since October 15th, since we were running at 5 o'clock in the morning on the track, you know, that's why we run, and it just feels so good to for this closure to end in a national championship.
What a way to go out also as the most outstanding player. Terrific. Are you going to let go of that at all? No.
I'm sleeping. I'm going to sleep with it, Robin. I bet.
All right, congratulations once again.
Thank you.
We've got much more to come here at Charlotte Coliseum to celebrate the Tennessee Lady Vols' fourth national title. You see Marciniak with her fellow teammate, Latina Davis.
Once upon a time, three girls went to Rock Steady for a pickup game.
We got next.
Lisa is the center of U.S. women's basketball team. Cheryl's a forward. Dawn is a point guard.
Take the jump, Lisa. We'll take a game.
And this isn't a fairy tale, so they didn't beat every guy, but they beat enough to say, basketball is basketball, athletes are athletes.
Face it, no other razor shaves closer or with more comfort than Gillette's Sensor XL. Soft microfins that protect your skin and individually spring-mounted twin blades that adjust to your face. No razor feels more comfortable during your shave or leaves your face smoother after. Gillette Sensor XL. And try new Gillette Aftershave, a splash that moisturizes as it refreshes.
We've had a lot of fun up here. I know that Ann Myers and Mike Patrick have had an extremely fun time calling these Final Four championships. And let's go down to them and get their final thoughts on what they saw down on courtside. Guys?
Robin, we have had an absolute ball throughout this tournament. I still can't forget the first semifinal game here on this court. It was just wonderful.
The overtime game with Connecticut where Tennessee won that game. It was a lot of fun to watch, back and forth. Jen Rosati, just a great competitor, and you really felt for her and her teammates, Carol Walters, who had a great year also. But Tennessee, give them credit. I mean, they have been so focused coming in, and as we've said all year long, you can't count Pat Summitt out.
Does this help the state of women's basketball?
Well, no question. I think every year it's gotten better and better, and a lot of the people have said it's going to get better because of the kind of coaching, because of TV, because of the media exposure, and all the audience.
All right, those are our thoughts. Robin, how about yours?
All right, guys, thank you very much. And Mimi, you said earlier you had a very thoughtful thought about the tournament. Anything changed now that you've seen the second half of this game?
I'll tell you what, Tennessee's performance in both of these games has been outstanding. They really did a good job executing their game plan, as we said all along, and they took away what Georgia loves to do, which is run the ball. And very few teams this year have been able to do that to Georgia.
Well, Nancy, you know firsthand what it feels like to win a national championship and have all this hoopla around you. What did you think about the tournament?
I think, as Mimi said, for Tennessee, they did such an awesome job, one, rebounding, and when Lakeisha Fred was scoring all those points, I knew Georgia was in trouble because they had no balance. Roundtree never got inside the Tennessee defense once.
I tell you what, Georgia has a lot to look forward to. Basically, they're only losing Saadia Roundtree.
Oh, no question about it, Robin, and you have to give them all the credit in the world. Boy, did they entertain us throughout this season, and especially in the tournament.
All right, ladies, thank you very much. I have enjoyed working with you. It's been a true labor of love working in the studio with Mimi and Nancy Lieberman-Klein joining us here in Charlotte, North Carolina. We hope that you've enjoyed our coverage. We're going to leave you with some final sights and sounds of this wonderful Women's Final Four.
Feel the earth move under my feet. I feel the sky come behind me. I feel my heart trembling whenever you're around. Whenever you're around.
And we at ESPN were proud to bring them to you. Wonderful memories, especially for Michelle Marciniak and the Tennessee Lady Vols. Charlotte,